Hi, good morning, you guys. It's really an honor to be here with all of you, and it's kind of nice to be in the sun for a second. I was kind of getting chilly. Like Dawn said, my name is Laura Sears, and I'm a former classroom teacher and also the co-founder and director of development at Vida Verde Nature Education. Vida Verde is a nonprofit that's located a little bit farther north up on the coast side near Half Moon Bay. And we, for the past 11 years, have been doing multi-day environmental education field trips for free for inner city youth. So that's where I'm coming from. And I'm going to take a deep breath because I've done this a lot. I've spoken to a lot of people and a lot of kids, and it's always a little nerve-wracking. So I have been involved with LifeLab in a number of different ways over the years and have really gotten to know, respect, trust, and admire this organization for a lot of reasons. First, I have been a volunteer and an attendee at several of their special events like this one. And any of you guys out here, has anybody ever volunteered in an event before? Yeah. Quite a few, I thought so. Well, when you volunteer, you really get a lens into the inner workings of an organization, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. And at LifeLab, it was definitely, I definitely got to see inside the organization for the better. I really was able to see the integrity and the thoughtfulness, the passion, the efficiency, and the organization skills of everybody on this staff. Secondly, I believe so strongly in the impact of LifeLab's teacher workshops that we hire Whitney, again, to do a special workshop for our staff training every year. It's focused on working with English language learners in the outdoors, and it's an integral part of what we do with our staff every year. I can't imagine our staff training without it, and I don't know of any other program who's doing a workshop like this, and that is really crucial for how things are changing in our schools, and we have so many English language learners who need some extra help. Third, the Food What program and Daron's leadership and vision is a project that I wholeheartedly support as both a donor and a mentor and collaborator. I've been really honored to share with Daron some of the lessons that I've learned over the years as another founder of a small grassroots organization. And I've been so impressed with the passion and thoughtful planning that's gone into the creation of such a fantastic program. And finally, I've seen hundreds of applications come across my desk over the last 11 years for our instructor positions. We really pride ourselves on providing high quality instruction for our programs, and I can tell you with great confidence that some of our very best applicants, and it's easy to believe after listening to Kira, some of our very best applicants have been interns at LifeLab. And whenever I see that on a resume, I take a really close look. In fact, our first choice for our new instructors for next year was an intern at LifeLab just a couple years ago. I'd love to talk to you some more, by the way. Yeah. I could get some public speaking tips too, I think, from Kira. So I really feel like I've seen this organization through a lot of different lenses, and every single lens I just am extremely impressed. As you've heard from everyone today, LifeLab is doing an unparalleled job of achieving its powerful mission of teaching people to care for themselves, each other, and the world. And so now, it really is my absolute pleasure and privilege to ask you to join me today in giving what you can to this program. In just a few minutes, your table captain, raise your hands, table captains. These people have a really special envelope. Hold on to it. Don't do anything with it yet. And inside there is a donation envelope for you to fill out. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes at events, I might just take the easy way and just check that smallest box, even though I know that I might be able to give and afford a little bit more. I'm a nonprofit employee. You can probably guess I don't make a huge salary. So I make, like most people, really calculated decisions about who and what I give my money to. Today, I'm feeling extremely inspired. And I think probably you guys are too. And I feel so confident about Life Lab and that they are going to spend my money responsibly to reach kids in a really profound way, that I'm going to push myself outside my comfort zone today, and I'm going to donate $300. Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot for me. I would like to challenge you guys in the most heartfelt and respectful way to push yourselves a little bit too. I personally cannot think of a better investment into our future. So, before the envelopes are passed out, keep holding on to them. I know you're excited to meet my challenge. I just want to run through the card with you and maybe, answer some questions before you get going. So Whitney, who you keep hearing about, is going to come up here. And yeah, we're just going to run through it a little bit. So when you open the donation envelope, you're going to see at the top, some boxes that you can check. And can you step back a little? Yeah. Okay, so if you can donate today $1,000, then you will sponsor one of these wonderful youth for the Food What summer program. That's a pretty great investment, I'd say. $500 will support a child attending summer camp. $300, a teacher attending a garden classroom workshop training. So worth it. $100, a preschool class visit, and I can hear some preschoolers out there, I think, to the garden classroom. $35 will give a feast to the Life Lab hens and Mr. Picky Picky, who we've been hearing, the rooster. That'll give him a nice meal. There's also a line here if you have another amount that you would like to give. Say $25,000 or $30,000. You could put that right there on the bottom. Go for it, don't be afraid. Or any other amount that feels comfortable to you. All the donations are tax deductible. This is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And if money isn't in the cards for you today, we totally understand that. Or even if money is, please look at the other card that's in here because this is some really important stuff. Some other things that you can do to support Life Lab besides money are being a table captain at a future event. So if you've had a great time this morning, wonderful food, great people, then why don't you come back next year and bring some friends? Let's make this a bigger event and bring more people into the community. So you can check that box and they'll follow up with you. If you have a special skill, professional or personal, that you'd like to share, then you can check this box. And I'll give you an example. I know at Vida Verde, we've had an accountant who's been filing our taxes every year for the past 10 years. And that's a great skill that we don't have because we're educators and fundraisers. And so something like that, kind of think outside the box a little bit about what you might be able to give. There's a great wish list right back here in the back on a poster, and they've got everything on there from a 15-passenger van to food for the chickens to shovels. So take a look at this, and if you see something that maybe you have in your garage or something you'd like to donate, check that box. And finally, there's a box that says, I'd like to contribute to Life Lab by blank. So that's really leaving it open to any exciting ideas you have. Maybe you have a friend who is on a family foundation, or they know someone on a foundation that could possibly give a grant to Life Lab. Write that down. Yeah, there's a lot of things out there, and there's one other thing I want to mention. If you are donating, there's a good possibility that the business that you work for might match that donation. So after you make your donation today, go back to work on tomorrow and say, hey, do we have an employee matching gifts program? And you'd be surprised, a lot of places will actually match your gifts, so that means you'll get double what you're giving today. Name and phone and email for contact information. And then finally, at the bottom, you can insert your check into the donation envelope. You can put your credit card number if that's easier for you. And if you'd like to make a gift in honor of someone else, you can fill out their name below. I think that's it. Is that it? So, the moment you've all been waiting for. table captains, if you'll please hand out the donation envelopes. And you guys can all take a few minutes to fill out the cards. Then you'll hand them back to your table captain. And then Amber and Allison, who we met before, are going to be taking up those pledge cards. And finally, Gail and Dawn will come back up to close our morning in just a few minutes. Thank you.